Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. And we got some post 1961 Apba bats. The Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Kansas City Royals in the final game of this three-game series. And leading up for the Blue Jays playing shortstop is Bichette. Batting second, playing second is Hill. Batting third, playing first is Delgado. Batting fourth, playing left field is Bell. Batting fifth, playing right field is Batista. Batting sixth, playing third base is Donaldson. Batting seventh, playing center field is Wells. Batting eighth, on the catching is Bortles. And on the mound, batting ninth is the Doc, Roy Holland. And now let's take a look at the home team Kansas City Royals starting lineup. Leading off playing left field is Damon. Batting second playing center field is Wilson. Batting third is Brett. Batting fourth playing right field is Tartable. Batting fifth playing first base is Mayberry. Batting sixth on the catch Porter. Batting seventh playing second base is Mayfield. Batting eighth playing shortstop is Escobar. And on the mound and batting ninth is GURA. Let's get down here to the field and get this game started. And the leader for the Blue Jays, Bo Bichette, batting .467 with no homers and one RBI. Larry Gura, his third appearance, he's 1-0 with a 0.63 ERA. Here's the pitch to Bo, and that's going to be a ground ball down to second, and that'll be out number one. And Aaron Hill comes to plate, and he's batting .125. He has one homer and one RBI. That's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Damon. And there's quickly two outs here in the top of the first. And that brings up Delgado. And Carlos is batting .111. No homers and one RBI. And he gets a hold of this, drives that ball into the gap in right field. That's going to be a two-out double. And the Blue Jays got a runner in scoring position now. And up to the plate steps Mr. Bell. And George batting .462, two homers and four RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. All of a sudden now with two outs, the Jays are making some noise as Aaron Parallel League joins us here. And that brings up Batista. And he's batting .312 with two homers and two RBIs. All this coming with two outs. And that's going to be the end of that. That's a ground ball down the second. And actually, that's a pop-up down the second. Now to win the inning, the Jays ran two. We get to the bottom of the first. Toronto nothing. KC coming to the plate with Damon and Brett. And Johnny, he's batting .135 with no homers and four RBIs. And on the mound for the Jays is Doc Roy HALLADAY. And HALLADAY's third appearance, he's 2-0 with a 3.46 ERA. Here's the pitch to Johnny. And that's going to be a base on balls. Now, what you want to see here, if you're a Blue Jays fan, walking the lead batter. And that brings up Wilson. And Willie, he's batting .271, no homers and three RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Let's see where this one's going to go. That ball is driven into the gap in right field. And with nobody out, let's see if he's going to try to take a chance here. That'll be a 6. It'll be a 44. 29 with his speed, like I said. They're just going to hold him up. Don't want him getting thrown out. So now you got first and second. George Brett up. And KC's got a shot here with runner in scoring position. Nobody out for Brett. Brett's batting 261. He does have 2 homers and 7 RBI. And that ball is high. How far is it going to go, folks? And kiss it goodbye, George Brett has just hit a 3-run homer. And just like that, before these fans can settle in, they've given this home crowd a 3-0 lead. Still nobody out. And Doc is having a rough go here in the first. Now he got Danny Tartable up batting 300 with no homers and 1 RBI. Nobody on, nobody out, and 3 runs already in. Here's the pitch to Danny. And that's going to be the first out of the game for Doc. That's a ground ball down the short. Bo's gun fires over to Delgado, and there's 1 down finally. Now Mayberry comes up. And Big John's batting 143 with a homer and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. Yep, he hits him. And that might just be a little frustration there for Doc. So he hits him. Daryl Porter's up with a runner on first. Only 1 out and 3 runs already in. Daryl's batting 111. He has a homer and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to third. Can they go around the horn and end this inning? And that's what it's going to be. That's going to be the old 5-4-3 double play. But the 3-run homer by George Brett makes it a 3-0 game as we get to the top of the second. You got Donaldson, Wells, and due up. Josh, he's off to a good start. He's batting 429. He has a homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Escobar. He has it, fields it cleanly for out number 1. Vernon Wells comes to the plate, batting 269. He has 3 homers and 12 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Brett. And he throws over to Mayberry, and there's quickly 2 down. Brings up Pat Borders, batting 200 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Merrifield. And that's a 1-2-3 top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. Kansas City with a 3-run lead with the bottom third of the order due up here. Merrifield, Escobar, and GURA. And as you see, Kansas City after this game, they're out to the West Coast to take on the A's for 4 games. And then they go up the coastline to play Seattle. And Merrifield's batting 150 with no homers and no RBIs. And he gets a hold of this. Where's this one going to end up at? They're all over Doc today, folks. And that ball is high. That ball is far. And that ball is out of here. And that's going to make it a 4-run lead, folks. Just like that, right down the left field line for a homer. And it's quickly 4-0 here. And Escobar comes to the plate, batting .067 with no homers and no RBIs. He's only 1 for 15. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 15. That's going to be a fly ball out to Bautista and right for out number 1. Larry Gura comes to the plate. Larry, he's 0 for 5, looking for his first hit of the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Doc gets his first strikeout of the game, First strikeout of the game. And we're back to the top of the order, and Johnny Damon, he walked and came around to score on a 3-run homer by George Brett. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Vernon in center. That'll end the inning. But the solo homer by Merrifield makes it a 4-0 ball game. We go to the top of the third. You got Holiday due up here. Bochette and Hill to follow. And Doc is 0 for the year. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. That's going to be a nice play by Larry. He fields it cleanly, throws over to first. And there's one down. You see Toronto's schedule. They're going to leave Kansas City and go home after this, take on the White Sox for 3 games. Then the New York Yankees come to town after that. And Bo's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Brett. 2 out here and the top of the third. And that brings up Hill. And Hill's 0 for 1. He flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Larry's first strikeout of the game. And that'll end the top of the third. The Blue Jays go down in order. And you got Wilson, Brett, and Tartable due up here in the third. With Kansas City already leading 4-0. Willie singled and came around to score on the Brett homer. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Doc strikes him out for out number 1. Here comes George. Like I say, he's 1 for 1. He had a 3-run shot back in the first to give the Kansas City Royals a 3-0 lead. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 9. And that's going to be a fly ball out in shallow left field. Bo makes the play, and there's 2 down. George just got under that one, folks. That brings up Danny Tartable now. And Danny's 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up. And that's going to be a base on ball, so Doc can't have a 1, 2, 3 inning here. And a big John Mayberry with a runner on first. And 2 down. John was hit by a pitch his first time up. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. Can Mayberry take advantage of this 2-0 pitch? And nope, he comes back. Holiday doesn't. Strikes him out. As Clams and stuff joins us here today. That'll be out number 3. And Kansas City, they strand 1. Go to the top of the 4th. You got the big boys due up here. Delgado, Bell, and Bautista trailing by 4. Carlos doubled his first time up. And Ken Castro joins us here. And that's going to be a base on balls. There he walks his second batter. Now what you want to do with a 4-run lead brings up George Bell. And Bell walked his first time up. And that's going to be back-to-back walks. And Larry's walking himself into a mess here. And that brings up Jose Bautista. And he popped up his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Kansas City would like to get a ground ball double play here, that's for sure. And that's going to be another base on balls. And I don't know if Larry's just lost control. The umpire pinching him, but he has just walked the bases loaded with a 4-run lead. They'll play back for the double play here. Unbelievable. He has been cruising through the innings, and now he's walked himself into a hell of a pickle. Josh is 0 for 1. You got Delgado at third, Bell at second, Batista at first. And here's the pitch to Josh. And that is going to be against the lefty, 12. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And that most likely is going to score too, even though there's nobody out. So let's see here. Are they going to send him? A single in the center. That'll be a 56. Minus a 5 plus a 15. And he'll score with no throw. The question is, will Batista get down to third? 49. 35. So 15. And they're going to try to get him out at third. 29. That'll be a 55 or lower. He's safe at third. So play's going down the third. 2 runs will score. And he's in there easily. So now you're going to have first and third. Still nobody out. And it is now a 4-2 game as the Jays cut the lead in half. And Vernon Wells comes up. Can Larry get out of this mess that he caused with only 2 runs scoring? Vernon's 0 for 1. He got his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. That'll be a double play ball. Let's see here. 45 and an 8. Should be fielding column 1, I would think. And yeah, it'll be fielding column 1. And a runner from third will score, and that'll make it a 1-run ball game. But no RBI. So just like that, now it's 4-3 with a runner down at first and 2 outs for Pat Borders. And Pat's 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up. And there's going to be a rare play, a 22 and a 36. 22 and a 36. 10. That's going to be hit down the short. Escobar's down there. And that's going to be a nice play by Escobar. Goes deep in the hole, fires over to first, and gets Pat for out number 3. But the 3 walks all come in to score. It makes it a 4-3 game. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, a new ball game for Doc. He's got Porter, Merrifield, and Escobar due up here. Darrell grounded into a 5-4-3 double play his first time up. And that's going to be a base on ball, so maybe it is the umpire. That is Roy's third walk of the game. So maybe the umpire is pinching these players a little bit. Pitchers are getting a little upset. And here comes Merrifield. He is 1 for 1 today. He had a solo homer his last time up. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. Halladay falls behind in the count. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Batista and right. There's 1 down. And Escobar comes to the plate. And he's 0 for 1. Flew out his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball. Most likely. Is that going to be a fly ball? Yep, a fly ball out to George Bell and left. Now there's 2 down. And it's up to Larry to help his own cause. He's 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Vernon. So the KC Strands 1 to the top of the 5th we go. In a 4-3 ball game. We've got Halladay up, followed by Bo and Hill. And Doc is 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. And that's a nice play down there by Mayberry. Takes it himself. Nice scoop. Just took the hit away from Halladay. Now there's 1 down. And got Bo up. And Bo's 0 for 2. Grounded out twice. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Larry's 2nd strikeout of the game. 2 down here in the 5th. And Hill comes up. He's 0 for 2. Struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out the left. Johnny's got it. And a 1-2-3 top of the 5th. Larry settles down after 3 runs are scored in the 4th. We get to the bottom of the 5th with the top of the order due up. Damon, Wilson, and Brett. Johnny 0 for 1. He's walked and the game is scored. And that's going to be a rare play, 42 and a 40. And that's going to be hit down the second. Hill's down there. And that's going to be a nice play down there by Hill for out number 1. And it brings up Willie Willison. And Wilson, he is 1 for 2 today. He is singled and came around to score. He struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. George calls for it. Make catch. And there's quickly 2 down. And here comes George Brett. 1 for 2 today with a 3-run homer. And he gets a hold of this one. George squaring up Doc again. And that ball was driven into the gap in right field. So George has got a 2-out double. So Shorance runs down at second for Tartable. Can he deliver here? And give the Kansas City a 2-run lead. Danny's 0 for 1. He did walk his last time up. And that's going to be a rare play, probably a team wow pitch. And that's going to be a wow pitch. Well, hold on, maybe not. 64, yep, that's going to be a wow pitch. No, a team ain't the pitcher. So 8, 10, 15, 23. 32. Yeah. Pass ball by PB 2 or 3. It's a pass ball, so George is going to get down the third on the pass ball by Borders. And now you got a 90 feet away and a 1-0 pitch to Danny. And that's going to be against a 15 and an 8. That's going to be a fly ball out to Batista. And that'll end the inning. Kansas City strands 1 to the top of the 6th we go. You got Delgado due up here, followed by Bell and Batista. Delgado's 1 for 1. He is a double and walked and came around the score in that 4th inning. And that's going to be a miss. Larry strikes him out for out number 1. See, Toronto is 6 and 7. They've scored 68 runs, 19 homers, and haven't stolen a base or been caught. Kansas City has scored 45 runs on 11 homers, 20 stolen bases, and been caught twice. And George Bell has walked twice and came around the score. That's going to be against the lefty, a 9 and an 8. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field, I believe. Yep. It's going to be a base hit in the left field. So a 1-out single for Bell. Bautista comes up now with the tying run at first. Go ahead, run at the plate. And Bautista's 0 for 1. He did walk and came around to score his last time up. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. George calls for it out in shallow left, makes the catch. And there's 2 down. And Josh Danielson's up. And Josh is 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI single his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. 55 and a 3. That'll be fielding column 2. And he'll go the short way second. And that'll end the inning, folks. The Jays strand 1 to the bottom of the 6th we go with Mayberry, Porter, and Merrifield due up. John's 0 for 1's been hit by a pitch and struck out his last time up. And he strikes him out again. Halladay now up to 4 strikeouts. And 2 of them's been Big John. Daryl Porter's 0 for 1, walked his last time up. That'll be a ground ball down the bow at short over to Delgado, and there's 2 down. And here's Merrifield, who's 1 for 2 with a homer in this game. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and Holiday sets the side down in order. To the top of the seventh we go. Still a 4-3 Kansas City lead. Got the bottom third of the order due up here. Wells, Borders. See what happens here with Holiday. Here's the pitch to Vernon, and that's going to be against the lefty, a 12. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Nice play by George. Takes a hit away from Vernon. And there's one down here in the seventh. Pat Borders comes to the plate now. And Pat's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that's a base. And that means we'll definitely see a pitch hitter here for Doc. So he goes 6 innings. Gives up 4 runs on just 4 hits. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here against the lefty. And Guerrero, old Vlad's going to come off the bench here. Trying to give the Blue Jays the lead here. All right. Guerrero is batting .293. He's got 2 homers and 7 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. See where this one lands at. This ball is high. This ball is far. And this ball is out of here. Guerrero with a pitch hit homer gives the Blue Jays a run lead. Just like that, it is now a 5-4 ball game. We're at the top of the 8th. And Bo's 0 for 3. He struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a pop up down the short for out number 2. And Hill's up now. And Aaron's 0 for 3. He has flown out the left twice and struck out. And that's going to be against the lefty of 14. And that's going to be a single. So Hill gets aboard here with a 2-out single. And that brings up Delgado. They can't afford to give up any more runs here. He's due up second, I believe. Yep. I'd like to get him through this inning. He's already given up a 2-run shot to Latimer. And he strikes out Delgado to end the inning. But like I say, the 2-run homer, pitch hit homer by Guerrero. To go to the 7th inning stretch, it's 5-4. So he's going to come out here and pitch. Looks like old Hanky is going to come out here and pitch. He'll be facing Escobar, hitter, and then Damon. Where's Tom at? There he is. And this is Tom's 6th appearance. He won 1 with a 7 ERA. He's got Escobar due up here, who is 0 for 2 today. and not anymore. So Tom gets greeted with a double in the right field. Escobar gets in scoring position, and just like that, the Tyne runs down at second. We'll have a pitch hitter here. Right now, Larry's on the hook for the loss. If they can tie this game up, or he can get the lead, Larry could still get the win. See who's going to come off the bench here for the Kansas City Royals. Most of the lefties are already in the game. Let's see. I think Sweeney's going to come off the bench. Mike Sweeney's going to come off the bench with the runner down there in scoring position. Nobody out. And Sweeney is batting .310 on the year. He does have 2 homers and 7 RBI. Escobar down at second with good speed. A single might tie this ball game up. And that's not going to single. It's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And let's see if he's going to tag up here. Nope, not deep enough. And again, a single will score him. So he's going to stay put here. Now there's 1 down. We're back to the top of the order, and Johnny Damon. And Johnny is 0 for 2. He did walk and come around the score in the first. And that's going to be a 9 against a 20. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And a 52 and an 8. And that's going to be fielding column 3. Now it'll get the runner down the third as Bo fires over to first. So the Tyne runs 90 feet away. Can Mr. Wilson deliver here? He is 1 for 3 today. He has came around the score. And that's going to be a 40. A team. What did I say the team was? I think the team was a 8, 10, 15, 23. Yep, that's going to be a pass ball. The run's going to score on a pass ball, folks. Ain't that crazy? Pass ball. Now you got Wilson up. Tie ball game, nobody on. And a 5-5 ball game. Can Willie get on base now? I hope that's going to be a fly ball out to George. But this is a tie ball game now, folks, as we go to the top of the 8th. No, Bo's not on here. Yeah, he doesn't play for Kansas City. They didn't card him. Yeah. And let's see who's going to come out and pitch. You got Bell, Batista, a bunch of righties coming up. And Montgomery's going to come out and pitch, try to keep this a tie ball game. So Jeff Montgomery's coming in the bullpen. And where is Mr. Montgomery? There he is. And Montgomery's going to have the 4, 5, 6 hitters do up. Bautista and Donaldson. And George is 1 for 1. He has walked twice, singled his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. That's an easy out for out number 1 here in the 8th. And Bautista comes to the plate. 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Mayberry. He calls off Jeff, takes it himself, and there's 2 down. And now you got Jeff Donaldson up. And he's 1 for 3 with a 2 RBIs in the game. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Danny Tartable calls for it in the gap, makes the catch, and that's a 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. You got Brett, Tartable, and Mary. The 3-4-5 hitters due up here against Tom. And George is having a good game. He is 2 for 3 with a double, a homer, and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Excuse me, George turns on it. Batista gets over, cuts it off, keeps George out of single. Now to go ahead, runs down at first, and Danny Tartable's up. Danny is 0 for 2 today. Can he deliver with George down at first? Here's the pitch to Danny. And that ball is well hit. A double probably scores George. And that ball is blasted into the gap. There's nobody out there. Do they want to take a chance here with Bautista? And that's going to be a 42. That's going to be actually hit in the left field. So he probably ain't going to even try. Nope, he ain't even going to try to score. That's a double in the left field by Tartable being right-handed. So we double in the left field. And now you got second and third, nobody out. Tom Hankey is struggling here. Bring the infield in. Second and third. Got 2 left to go up. Do they want to go and bring in Garvin here? That is the question. And you'll probably pitch hit, though. That'll be the thing. Probably pitch hit. Well, Sweeney's already pitched hit for, so that probably ain't going to work. Do they got another first baseman? Yeah, Kevin could come play first if you want it. But let's see here. I think they're going to bring in Garvin. That's going to be it for Tom. So Garvin's going to come in the game to face the lefties. So Tom can't get a single out here in the 8th. Jerry Garvin's going to come in. Let's see what happens here. And I think they're going to let Mayberry bat for himself. So Jerry comes in. Let's see here. Do they want to bring Kevin in? I think I'm going to change my mind. Kevin's going to come in, pitch hit for John. Bat from the right side here. So we'll have a pitch hitter here for John. Where's Kevin at? Like I say, he'll stay in the game and play first. Second and third, nobody out. Kevin is 0 for 3 on the year. He deliver here. Infield in. Can't afford to give up a run. And here's the pitch to Kevin. Oh, this is Garvin's 8th appearance. He's 0-1 with a 1.86 ERA. And that ball is against the lefty. That'll be a 19 and an 8. 19 and an 8. And that's going to be a single in the in the right field. That's going to score 1. Does Danny score from second? That is the question. That'll be a 8, right? 19. Yep, nice job. It'll be a single in the right field. It'll be a 46. There's nobody out. And they're going to stop Danny at third. So that's an RBI single. Just like that, KC gets the lead back, and it's first and third. Still nobody out. And they're going to leave Daryl Porter in the game for his defense, I think. I don't know, though. You got Perez. Perez come in the game. What the hell? So they're going to take Daryl out. Perez, he's a damn good fielding catcher, too. Going to take Daryl out of the game and bring in Salvador Perez. First and third. Nobody out. And let's see what old Perez can do. He is batting .290 on the year, 3 homers and 8 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Perez. They're going to play back for the double play now. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. 46 and a 5. 46 and a 5. That will be fielding column 1. And that will be a... And that's going to be safe at first. Runner's going to be out at second. And Tartable's going to hold at third. So it's going to be the old 5-4 put out. Runner on third will hold. So now you got second and third and 1 out. They'll have to bring the infield back in. That isn't what we wanted to happen. Undo here. We wanted to out at second, and we wanted the runner to hold at third. So be a 5-4. And we should have first and third still. And now there's 1 out. And Merrifield's up. He's 1 for 3. He hit a homer in this game. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short of 55 and an 8. And that's going to be fielding column 3. And that's going to be out at first. Runners advance 1 base. So they only plays the first. They can't get the double play. Another run scores. And now there's a runner on second. And 2 down. And it's now a 7-5 game. And Wade Davis will be coming in this game in the top of the 9th to try to nail it down. Escobar's up. He's 1 for 3. He doubled and came around to score his last time up. And that's going to do it. That's a ground ball down the bow. And he'll fire over to first. And that'll end the inning. But 2 runs score. And Kansas City leads this game 7-5 as the Bulls can't get the job done. That'll be it for Montgomery. And Davis will come in the game. Do we want to do a double switch here? That is the question. Do we want to do the double switch? Just in case. Let's see here. And they're going to bring in Washington. That'll shore up the defense a little bit. So Washington will come in. Escobar goes out. And we'll do a double switch here. So Washington will come in and bat in the 9 spot. And Davis will come in and bat in the 8th spot. And he'll bat in the 9 spot. Do we want to make any other defensive changes here? And they're probably going to take Tartable out and bring Al Collins in to play out there in the outfield. So Al will come in and take Danny out for defensive purposes. So Al will come in and bat in Danny's spot. Shore up this defense some. And he'll catch. Defensive changes here, and Kevin will come in and play first. And Perez will stay in the game and catch. So there's a lot of changes to go over here in the top of the ninth. You got a new pitcher on the mound in Wade Davis, a new catcher in Perez, a new first baseman in Kevin Seltzer, new shortstop in Washington, and a new right fielder in Collins. And you got Vernon Wells, Borders, and Garvin, a pitch hitter for Garvin, due up here. And Vernon is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Davis strikes him out for out number 1. And they're going to pitch hit here for Pat. Ernie Witt's going to come in the game and pitch hit for Pat Borders. Switch hitting catcher. Well, the left-handed catcher. Bats from the left. So where's old Ernie at? There he is. And Ernie's batting .333 on the year. He has 5 homers and 12 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty, 27 and 8. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Merrifield. He's up with it. Fires over the first. And that'll be out number 2. And then we'll need a pitch hitter here for Jerry. Let's see who's going to come off the bench. It panned out the last time they pitched hit for the pitcher. Old Guerrera hit a homer. Let's see here. Here they got. I think they're going to go with Alomar. They need a base runner. They need a base runner. So Robbie's going to come in here and pitch hit. Can't hit a 2-run homer with nobody on base. So Roberto Alomar is going to come in here to pitch hit. And Alomar is batting .293, no homers and 2 RBIs. The Jays are down to the last out. And that's going to do it, folks. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that'll end the game. And the Kansas City Royals come back and win this game 7-5. Take a look here at the box score. And they take 2 out of 3 here in Kansas City. And Kansas City 7 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The Jays 5 runs, 5 hits and no errors. And the Blue Jays are 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Old Guerrero with that big homer at the time to tie this ball game up. They only left 4 men on base. I just think old Brett should be the player of the game. I think we're going to go back and change that. Instead of Kevin, just because he got the RBI, I'm going to give it to George. So George is going to get player of the game. It's only like the 3rd time I've ever changed that. So George will get player of the game. George was the only player on the team that had a multiple hit game. So Kansas City were 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Brett and Merrifield had homers, and Kansas City only left 4 men on base. Old Doc gets a no decision holiday. 6 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, struck out 5, and gave up 2 homers. And Tom Hankey comes in, blows the save, gets the loss. He's 0-2. 1 inning, 3 hits, 3 runs. Garvin comes in, 1 inning, 1 hit. And for the Kansas City Royals, GURA comes in, gets a no decision. 7 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, walked 5, struck out, and gave up a homer. Montgomery comes in, gets the win, gets the first win of the year. He's 1-0, pitched 1 inning. And Mr. Davis comes in, gets his second save of the year, 1 inning with 1 strikeout. Take a look here at the box score. Yeah, Kansas City is doing real well, ain't they? Yeah. Yeah, George Brett. He's starting to heat up parallel. He was struggling there for a while. We'll look here. I won't let you look that way. We'll look here in a second here. But yeah, he's starting to heat up because he was hitting at the low 200s. And now the Yankees are 5.5 games up on Baltimore. And with the loss, the Jays are now 6 games back, along with the Red Sox. Tampa Bay is 7 games back. And with the win, Kansas City's a game up on the Tigers, game and a half up on Cleveland, 2.5 up on the Twins, and the White Sox 3 games back. And out west, the Rangers 2.5 games up on LA. And Seattle and Oakland are 4 games back. Mickey Rivers is leading the league with a 386 batting average. Ramirez was leading with homers for the Indians. And Roger Maris with his 13 RBIs leading the American League. Let's click on George here. We can look at his replay here. Oh, it doesn't tell you what his batting average was, does it? Nope. But you can see he was struggling there for a while. But he's starting to heat up. That's for sure. And you got David leading the American League with a 0 ERA. Tiant and Wakefield were 3 wins. And JJ, BJ, and Wetland with 4 saves. You got Kenny Lofton leading the league in MVP votes. And Tim Wakefield leading in the Cy Young. The next game on the channel will be a National League game. That was the last of the Kansas City Toronto series. So let's see what the next game will be here. And looks like it's going to be the Brewers going to DC to take on the Nats. And it looks like it's going to be Mr. Burns taking on the Roger man, Steve Rogers. See how many game series this is. 2, 3, and that's a 3-game series between the Brewers and the Nationals. I want to thank Parallel League, Ken Castro, Aaron Reed for stopping by today. Check out Aaron Reed's channel. He did 2 games today. If you're new to my channel, folks, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders and hit that like button. It don't cost you a dime. Till next time, you all have a great day and take care. Oh, you're welcome, Ken, buddy.